And in that magazine, he apparently revealed that Chani will be the main protagonist for Dune, the sequel. This will be Dune Part 2. Dune Part 1 is coming out later this year. So this doesn't really affect this film upcoming, so it really won't affect anything there. But he's saying that Shani will be the main character for the sequel. Now, again, we have to be cautious, right? This is a translation. It could be the translation is not good, but several outfits have confirmed this is more or less what he has said, and there seem to be consistent quotes. So let's assume worst case scenario that this is true and this is his idea. And well, what can we say about this? Well, I guess let's go best case, worst case, good side, bad side. On the good side, this is him being an auteur director, right? If you think auteur and auteur theory and auteurism is a good thing in cinema, so that's basically the best case scenario, that maybe we're not seeing something in Zendaya, but Denis has picked up on something and she'll do the role justice. But what do I think about this? Well, now let me give what I think, and I can only say initial analysis because, again, this is a lot to take in if this is true. I don't think this is a good idea at all, just purely on a talent basis. So not getting into the politics, not getting into fidelity, not getting into is this distorting the books or whatever. Is this a good idea? The answer, I think, is no. The reason I think Timothée, aside from fidelity, is good is because I saw Beautiful Boy, and based on that role, as well as his other roles, I'm very confident he's a very good actor. So I'm just very confident as an actor, he can play this role. With Zendaya, I just don't have the confidence so far in terms of her performances. A, she can lead any movie, not just Dune. I'm very skeptical she can be the main protagonist of any story. But secondly, could she be the main protagonist of Dune? I just don't think so. I don't think she's talented enough yet as an actress. Maybe in the future she will be, but looking at her work right now, looking at her career right now, I just don't believe she has enough sufficient talent to do this kind of story justice. So what is Denis thinking? Because this thing has me dumbfounded, because I'm like, what is he possibly imagining if this is true? And of course, we don't know what this really means. Is she going to be co-equal? Will Paul step aside? Is he just beefing up the role? There's a lot of questions. But if she is literally the main protagonist in the sequel, I just don't think she's talented enough to do that. I'd have to say almost every actress in this film, aside from her, has much more experience and is much more talented. And I think in the minor role she's doing, because really she's going to be more of a cameo, I think that's fine. But in terms of her being the whole film, I'm just very, very skeptical. I'm really puzzled by this. I guess the best we can say is that maybe the months of working with her, that Denis has seen something we haven't seen, and that he's very confident in her talent. If she is going to be the main hero, I think this is going to create an insane amount of polarization. Just for me, the first problem here is I just don't think she has the talent sufficient to do this kind of project on this scale. But I'm going to give her a chance. I'm going to do more research and try to look at more interviews and really give her the best case scenario. But I'm just like, I mean, if this was Rebecca or maybe the other actresses, I'd be like, okay, this is distorting the books, but making them more central. Okay, I can see the case for it, but Zendaya, I don't know. This sends alarm bells to me that this is just not a good idea. But this is Denis. He does pick a central person, and not even a woman. Like, look at Ryan Gosling and Blade Runner, and he's like, yes, I have confidence. He is the one. He will bring me the Blade Runner. And it's like, I don't see that. I don't think that was a good idea with Blade Runner. I don't think this is a good idea for this project, but he does do this. He puts a lot of investment in the central actor or actress. And I'm not the biggest Amy Adams fan, frankly. I don't think she did a good Lois Lane, but I am really confident when I see Arrival, I'm going to say, yeah, she did a really good job. Don't always like her in certain roles, but I have no doubt that she's a very talented actress. But Zendaya, I'm just puzzled. So again, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna get more information, but at this point, I am very, very skeptical this is a good idea, and that's where I stand. But yeah, this is definitely going to be talked about, good or bad, for a long time if this is really his intention, because I think he's crazy. I love him as a director, and I have a lot of confidence in his decision, but this could be another Blade Runner where it's a great movie, but the central performance is just so boring or just so uncharismatic or just so distracting that it's going to bring down the film. And I hope he changes his mind, or we're getting a bad translation, because putting all your chips on Zendaya I think is just too risky, just purely on the basis of talent. And that's where I stand. All right, thanks for listening.